And welcome back. It's time once again for our Ozarks Live Book Club, and Morgan Shannon is here from the Springfield's Greene County Library. Good to see you, Morgan. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Okay, so you brought me 3 selections today,
Yes.
and this first one is called The Measure. Tell me about it.
Yeah, it's The Measure by Nikki Ehrlich. It's set in a similar time and culture as today, but one day everyone across the world wakes up with a wooden box outside their door. And it's inscribed on top. It says, "The measure of your life lies within." And inside is a string of varying lengths. They eventually find out that the string correlates to the length of one's life, from birth to death. The book then goes from there and follows 8 people and how the strings impact their life. Some of them open the box, some of them didn't, some have short strings, some have long strings, and it follows how the strings affect their lives, their relationships, America, other world, other cultures and countries. It's super
Well, it
interesting.
kind of asks that like age-old question, like, would you want to know how or when you're going to die, right? And everyone's answer is different. And so I feel like this book maybe kind of explores that a little bit.
Yeah, it kind of does. It goes into, it kind of causes you to ask a lot of questions about, would you want to open the box or how that could impact your life? And it just makes you kind of, it's a book you want to discuss with friends because you are just left thinking about so many different things.
Without giving anything away per se, what's something that may shock readers about the book?
Something that I think is shocking is how and in what ways it impacts the culture. So it's set in America in a time that's pretty similar to ours, and it's going through an election, and it discusses how it affects the election, and I found that kind of shocking.
Okay, I love that. All right, the second book you brought me is called Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine. What's this one about?
Yes, it is by Gail Honeyman. It follows the life of a woman named Eleanor Oliphant. She is a little peculiar. She has some inappropriate social skills and is very specific about her space and how she looks, and she lives in a way that minimizes the amount of social interaction she has to have. She's pretty secluded and she likes it that way. But one day at work, she runs into an unhygienic IT guy named Raymond, and the two of them kind of forge an unlikely friendship. They end up seeing this elderly gentleman fall, and the 3 of them become friends and start to fill spaces in each other's lives that they didn't even know that they had, kind of filling these spaces where they were lonely and have friendship and have each other.
Yeah, unlikely friendships I think are really fun to see kind of like in books on screen or in our own lives, right? So what's something that really stood out to you about this book specifically?
Yeah, the book follows mental illness and friendship and loneliness, and those things were what I really liked about it and what stood out to me. It really ties into and touches the importance of having people in our lives that know us and we feel connected to, and it's really sweet.
Yeah, I was going to ask that on the mental illness note. So if there's people reading it that struggle with that, this will maybe potentially help them a little bit.
Yeah, I think it would help them not feel so alone in what they're feeling and experiencing, for sure.
Okay, I think that's really cool. All right, the last one, The It Girl. Tell me about this one.
The It Girl by Ruth Ware. This book follows a girl named April and Hannah. They're in their first year at Oxford. April is the it girl. She's popular. She's always wearing the nicest things, is always doing super cool things. And it follows their first year and the friendships that they forge, but then at the end of their first year, April actually dies and she's murdered. So it's a mystery thriller book. Yeah, that's
a plot twist,
Yes. And so it kind of jumps a decade later. The suspect that is in jail for murdering April, he dies. And that kind of digs up all of this stuff about the case. A young reporter reaches out to Hannah, and you can tell the reporter doesn't actually think that they got the right guy. So she starts asking Hannah all of these questions, making Hannah have to relive this experience and the night April died and her friendship with April, and she realizes that her friends that she had were not who she thought that they were.
Oh my gosh. Okay, this sounds like a really cool mystery. All right.
It is.
3 really great selections you brought in today, all very unique in their own right. So if people want more information from the library, how can they get that?
Thelibrary.org.
Okay, easy as can be. Thanks so much for being here. We always appreciate it.